My question is, I'm a big vitamin guy, and I know you've had some experience with vitamins in the past. I was always wondering, what percentage of NFL players are using vitamins pregame, like in their pregame routine?
So, great question, Tone. You're a legend as well, pal. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot. I don't think you. Now, granted, in other sports, I think there are players that play high on a very regular basis. I think the NBA, I do believe every once in a while there'll be a shot or two of some of the players in the NBA where it does appear as if they are on cloud 40 or 50. But hey, they're getting buckets, and nobody can. Yeah, they're dropping 40 or 50. Exactly. So, but in the NFL, I'm not 100% sure I know that answer. I know nobody that I potentially smoked vitamins with that was on the Colts, and I would assume about, I don't know, there's been different percentages that have been thrown out about the amount of guys that smoke in the league, and I think it all depends on what team you're on, to be honest, and what you know. For me, I know there was a lot of guys that I had a chance to partake in the vitamins with, but I think a lot of us, and I would assume this is, now there's stories of guys getting drunk before games and having to have some whiskey before going on the field and stuff like that. I have never encountered those people, so I don't know those people, and I think it's strictly because if you go out there and you do something bad that costs your team a game and you get fired and you don't have a job, your entire life you're going to have to look back and be on, well, I wonder if I didn't smoke before the game or if I didn't drink before you have to think about that. So I think that was always like my thought. I was like, I don't want to jeopardize anything, so I'm not going to do that. And I would assume a lot of players feel that way. But there are some stories that come out that somebody's like, hey, I think no, I don't want to.
Josh Gordon.
Percy Harvin.
He did.
Percy Harvin said it.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of people that have done it, and hey, more power to them because they could do it. But I'm not 100%. Now, for practice in the off season, when I was trying to figure out a new ball or something like that, I was bombing them out there. But I just didn't think it was the right thing to do, just strictly. It's like whenever I used to go at West Virginia, I'd come to practice potentially a little bit hungover. Like, you have to have a good day. Because if you don't have a good day, they'll be like, oh, you drunk, you can't handle your blah, blah, blah. That's like Jordan, Game 6. You know what I mean? Like, you got to dial it in so people don't do that. Before games, I think for me, I viewed it as potentially regretful afterwards if anything was to go wrong, but some guys do it. I just don't personally know anybody that does. What up, Nick?
It wasn't before games, but a recent article came out about the NHL guys in the bubble. A couple unidentified players spoke, and they said edibles have become like all the rage for guys in the hotel room in the bubble.
Oh, in Canada, Paul.
Well, you can't smoke because you're locked in your hotel room. So unless you can somehow crack open a window, which I'm not 100% sure what the rules are in Canada, whether or not you can open a window or not in a hotel,
Not allowed.
and then you can get a paper towel thing and then put a linen thing at the end of it, and then you're just blowing through that out there.
Spray with Febreze.
I mean, that's the only way you can smoke in those hotels. It gets a little dicey. That's why the edibles are the travel companion for a lot of people. For instance, my trip to London, where I ended up with a plethora with no opportunities to throw them away or dump them anywhere.